in the back line. We'll see if we get more of that here as we head into game number 4 between these two teams. Will Quacknix and the crew be able to end it here, or will Fnatic tie up the series and we get a game number 5? Battleground that we're heading to. Volskaya Foundry, chosen by the Zealots, as Fnatic will have a first pick.
Both of the teams with 2 wins and 1 loss on this map. So given the abysmal win rate of the Zealots on average, that's actually really, really good for them. It's by far their best Battleground so far.
Now, we'll see if we get a lot of Thrall in this Battleground, as Thrall's been pretty popular as of late. But don't forget, we've also been seeing a lot of double support compositions, by Dignitas in particular, with the Vala coming in. But you could maybe run a double support composition with Raynor on this Battleground if you really wanted to go that route.
I would enjoy Fnatic mixing it up a little bit now.
Yeah.
Like we've seen your Raynor. We've seen it. It's good.
Where's the Asmodan?
No, I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, they definitely have some stuff prepared, yeah. I know that they've been practicing a lot, but you can't really tell at this point. Again, it brings us back to the question, is it Fnatic really struggling? Or is Zealots just all of a sudden stepping it up? Because game 1, I can absolutely understand that with how much the Zealots improved, that Fnatic underestimated them and got punished for it. I get that. But then the second map comes in, and all of a sudden it's a way different picture, with that game also being won by the Zealots. And then game 3 was a lot closer too. So there's a lot happening here, and I'm absolutely loving it. I mean, Europe currently is so heavily contested, it's absurd.
I got a question. Is Hyper Carry compositions pretty much done with? Are 3 bans coming in? With tasks that are consistently banned out in Abathur as well?
I mean, part of it is that the 2 teams just know each other pretty well in the style that they play, so I feel it's a bit of a target ban against the teams too.
True.
Fnatic has used a fair amount of Tassadar compositions. I can actually double check that. 4 times have they played with Tassadar, and therefore a double support comp. We have seen Team Liquid do the same. Method has 4 games with Tassadar and Dignitas has 5. So that always indicating that you have a hyper carry composition.
Yep.
I think there's a very good chance that we're going to see a lot less of those, just simply because Tassadar will see a lot more ban now.
Blaze continues to be ever popular. Another great hero for this Battleground.
Fnatic first picked Blaze in both the games that they lost. Not that Blaze is a bad hero and lost in the game, but
he's the problem.
That pattern in bans was not successful for them so far. But on this map, of course, Blaze gets even more value, I believe, than on any other. So I like it from that perspective. I'm just very, very curious how exactly the Zealots are playing. I mean, another aspect why you want to take Blaze is because Zealots have shown a Diablo Blaze setup that you're trying to prevent them from getting, but now they get Diablo Deckard, which is also very, very powerful. Simply because Fnatic is following the ABCs.
Always ban Chromie! You know it's a thing now, right? Literally everyone talks about that in Twitch chat. You've created something.
I think I stole it from someone.
Did you? No, you got.
I'm not sure.
You have to take and own these things, Caldor. You can't be like, I stole it from somebody.
Of course I came up with it.
You created that. There you go. Good job, buddy. I'm so proud of you, making things up every day. Guiding people in Heroes of the Storm.
The ABCs.
That's right.
Alrighty.
Goldan! Okay. Mene. Feeling pretty confident here. A second pick on him, too.
Early Goldan.
Yeah. Typically, you want him on wave clear maps like 2-mana Spider Queen. You can get some nice value on the control point, especially if you're working on corruption stacks. And it can be quite annoying if you have someone to consistently give him health. And luckily, they do have someone to do that as we move straight into a Malfurion pickup for him.
What is Fnatic banning here? This is the first game where they haven't picked Jimmy.
Phoenix, right?
Jimmy in a high position. I could see a Phoenix ban, for sure. The question is, do they value Raynor so much that they're saying we have to ban him out now?
Yeah.
Because they picked him early so many times, but no, they go into Phoenix. I feel that makes more sense with the way that the Zealots have been playing. But also, Zealots are just not that one-dimensional that you ban out Phoenix is fine. So I want to see what kind of deviation we're now seeing from the Zealots now that Phoenix is banned out and that Chris can't play him. Is he going to play Raynor? Are we going to see him still on the auto attack?
Yeah.
Or is it just a completely different setup for them?
He has been spamming Raynor in Hero League. Chris has.
I mean, who hasn't?
That's true. Got Hanzo and Urel. Well, he's perma-banned in North American Hero League, so I haven't got a chance to play him. That guy is literally banned right after Chromie. Every single game. Hanzo and Urel. So Zarmany stays on the Urel train, keeping up with the constant interactions. This is actually shaping up to be... Is this another Jaina pick for Zealots?
Jimmy is back.
There he is.
4th time. Okay.
We gotta stop calling him Jimmy. I just wrote down Jimmy. You know what? Jimmy's fine. I can write down Jimmy instead of Rainer.
Of course Jimmy is fine.
It's perfectly fine.
Like, after casting Zucker for so long, we're definitely on a first name basis.
There it is.
Jaina.
Okay.
I'm a little bit scared for Fnatic here.
I mean, Quacks look good on the Jaina. And it's Rainer, again, which is the matchup we've been trying to do well against. There is solid news here. That wild card comes in once again for Fnatic to try and keep Jimmy alive. When that combo does come out from Zealots attempting to lock him down, bring out the Ring of Frost, and blow him up, you always have that Horrify, which is always great for disrupting combos.
A lot of the aspects of the Zealots draft center really around 2 to 3 heroes on the same position. Fnatic is a lot more flexible with what they're trying to play here. But if you look over to Zealots, whenever they get a chance, they play currently around Phoenix a lot. Hanzo is an option for them to deviate away from if the map makes up for it or if the hero is banned out. They want to have Urel. If Urel isn't available, they head into Blaze instead. And we're seeing also Jaina being played for Quack whenever they can, especially if they have some kind of follow-up on that. So
yeah,
the drafts for Zealots are very, very similar. And especially if you look on the draft for map number 3 right now, it's extremely reminiscent around those 3 picks when you compare it to what they played on BOE and also Infernal Shrines. So Fnatic has faced this several times right now, and they need to make sure that they're keeping Reyna alive. So there's a lot of pressure now, again, on Shrimpy.
Well, we'll see if this foundation that the Zealots are honing in on will be enough to get them a win in game at number 4, and that would earn them a win in the series. On the left, Shad on Deckard, Chris on Hanzo, Robodoba on Diablo, Zarmany on Urel, Quatnix on Jaina. It is Team Zealots.
It's a 2-1 lead for the Zealots, and to the right side we have Last Hope on Blaze. Mena on Gul'dan, playing the mage with Breeze on Johanna for the 2nd time now after playing it in Cursed Hollow already. Shrimpy on Reyna, and Smaxy on Malfurion.
Really solid control here for Fnatic around the Shrine phase. Great poke with Gul'dan. Beautiful sustain between Malfurion, Blaze, and Johanna, and he's got Jimmy. Just flaking the pepper where he can. But on the left side for the Zealots too. Pretty decent boat too. Scatter Arrow. Close level 7, that'll be good. Great bodyguard with Diablo. Speaking of a bodyguard, Robodoba goes in for an immediate combo here. On top of Johanna, even sidestepping Last Hope, who follows up with a jet propulsion.
It's always that awkward moment when you miss your jet propulsion, you don't connect the stun, and you find yourself in the middle of 2-3 heroes, and you're like, I need to get out of here, and I need to do it quickly. Breeze currently working with Mena together, just clump everything up so that Mena can get the stacks in. Talking about stacks, 5 already on the Echoed Corruption on level 1. Shrimpy himself with the ace in the hole on level 1 once more for Reyna. Can expect the Behemoth armor if he holds true to the 2 games where he already played Reyna, unless he mixes it up this time and goes down the path that we saw from Mena, making sure that you have the extra armor.
Turrets are making that for both of our teams. And we'll be watching as we set up his next control point. Suppose we have a bit of a scuffle around that support cam, which is actually a pretty decent one for Zealots to grab, especially when they get that 4, when they get that extra PvE damage. Although, looking at this, I wouldn't mind seeing Explosive Arrow from Hanzo. Just the additional wave clear will help match against Gul'dan, which will be annoying. Granted, you already have a Jaina set up for it. And we'll see if we have that fight. Fnatic actually already setting up for it, as Rainer heads to the top left.
This is for me a battle about position for a lot, because if Quacknix ever gets onto Gul'dan or vice versa, then it's a mage battle, I believe. If you have a flank where Quacknix at any point is able to move in together with someone at the front to provide a stun, that's an easy blow up against any target. So this is what I'm really looking forward to see if Quack can survive on Jaina or if anybody is able to jump on him. And to be fair, with what we're seeing on the side of the Zealots, they have a lot of potential with the stuns, the lockdowns around Deckard, Diablo, and also Urel to just provide that position where Quacknix can deliver that damage, and then it becomes really scary for Fnatic.
That it does. Explosive Arrow here. Support camp still being thought about here. Fnatic actually in a position where they're trying to protect it as much as they can. They even leave Smexy up here in the top right corner to come in and consistently check it for a Moonfire.
Behemoth armor again.
Yeah. Trying to stay tanky. He really enjoys that talent.
Yeah, he really does. And again, it's surprising to me. It's the extra hit points, and I get it. But I would have expected the same talent to see the Fight or Flight upgrade a little bit more, to just see them go into the cooldown reduction too. I guess the cooldown reduction here in this case doesn't really matter too much because usually within a team fight you're not able to rely on it too heavily. Then your support is normally taking over all of that, but that extra armor is just something that really helps you against burst damage. But Fnatic just simply deciding that the extra hit points make up for that in the long run.
Well, that's where I'm curious. I want to see who's going to be winning this control point. Fnatic thinks that they can get the first point.
This should also be another map, or is another map, where you can actually get a lot of good stacks together on Shrimpy's trade, especially, of course, not for the Behemoth armor, because you're forced to stay on that point during the objective phase. As long as someone peels for Shrimpy and makes sure that he can fire those shots, they should be fine, since it's very difficult for Zealots to move away from it.
Fnatic has actually done this a lot today, and I've warned something that they've been working on. They've been doing double-pronged split pushing. They actually have Gul'dan on the top, who cleared that out quickly and is trying to get that experience lead, and they had Blaze in the bottom. They did this with Thrall earlier on Infernal Shrines.
This is what I meant, by the way. With Robodoba having to stay there so that he can hold the point for a bit longer, Shrimpy can just fire away and get his trade proccing a couple of times. Now, this early on, it doesn't really make a huge difference, but if that game continues for a long time, you should be able to get a pretty significant boost on his HP through that, if he has especially Breeze still protecting him at that front. And with Condemn, there's a lot of tools that we're having on the side of Fnatic so that they can make sure that Reyna isn't really been, taken out.
Well, he's already got 5 stacks, as he continues to point that out. So an extra 25 health already. Zealots will have to decide when they want to go for an engage, and they do it quickly too to prevent those stacks from accumulating. And the target is 5, so it looks like they're going to fully go in for the engage. Venom doing his best here with the Drain Life to keep Robodoba away, but here comes the Blizzard connecting on a couple of members. Shrimpy just poking away though, completely safe. Finally a scroll connects. Robodoba unable to go in though, thanks to positioning around.
Yeah, but they're getting the damage out now, taking the turret down that we're seeing from the Zealots, still holding the position. Yes, Zarmani is suffering a lot of damage. He needs to be cautious. Everyone actually does. And Shrimpy is really getting the stacks in now on his Behemoth armor. He's already sitting at 11 at this point. So he just gets one shot after another in whenever the 2 tanks step forward. And that, of course, helps him to survive these combos then later on in the game. First Protector goes over to Fnatic as they claim that position through their objectives, and their items as well. Rotation quickly to the top lane to attack the fountain.
It is so frustrating to be Robodoba here. He's tried twice to get into a fight that he believes would have set his team up for a kill, but the penetrating round has just been too much. And he keeps getting constantly here with the Golden Pepper. Sure, he doesn't mind too much thanks to his regen health, but now 12 stacks already here for Shrimpy as it continues to be the main focus. Fnatic, however, taking a lot of damage on top of this Protector. Typically, you want to be able to burn out that well. Finally, they'll start to move in and work on it as Chris takes the brunt of the damage as the Protector charges in.
And the more stacks you get on Jimmy with this, the harder it becomes later to really blow him apart. Now, again, as we said, you take the talent mainly because of the 250 bonus hit points that you get at the beginning. But everything that you can stack up is always great as long as you don't greed for it too much. And on a long drawn-out map, it can definitely make the difference if your opponent is already, from the way that they played in the previous games, signaling to you, hey, our main goal in these fights and our idea of how we want to approach something, our strategy here, is to blow up your auto attacker. If we can do that, the fight is ours.
We're about to have a 10 fight over the support camp. Fnatic sees that Urel rotates from the bottom, and actually pushes out that entire wave, and actually keeps it away from Fnatic. As Zealots are willing to fight the moment they hit 10, they should get it here in the middle wave.
There's actually one thing that I also want to quickly highlight, and that's that we have Fnatic now in an interesting scenario, because normally when they play Gul'dan, there's a lot of pressure on mana. Right now, there's basically none, because everyone just focuses so heavily on Jimmy and trying to see, okay, do we get an angle where we can take him down? That mana is now sitting at 18 stacks, and he hasn't really been attacked a whole lot. Like, most of the time, he could just, like, stay and just enjoy that he has a bit more freedom than usual, because Shrimpy is a priority target for the opponents.
Man, I'm loving all the room he's gotten.
Ooh.
He showcased that at Curse Solo.
Lonado.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, from a positional perspective, it might kind of make sense going for the Lonado here, trying to push them. I mean, as long as you can break the formation that Fnatic holds, it can really help you in the team fight. And once that you can follow that up with maybe Urel pushing a target out or even an arrow, it's actually not a bad idea. So from the thought process here, it's pretty cool.
Also good against a bunker. If you realize multiple people jump into it, just drop it as it starts to get a little bit lower. You can have Jaina attempt to blow it up with a Blizzard and suddenly get that synergy where you can maybe pull somebody into you. Very similar to a Valkyrie that you would get from Acacia. Fnatic, although, are setting themselves up pretty well in terms of control. They've got some damage on the spore here in the top left corner. They've got the ability here to maybe jump on top of Robodoba as they continue to control this bush. Robodoba just having no luck finding an angle to move in for a fight, though, as Fnatic has been putting up a brick wall in front of him.
And this Diablo play was something that we highlighted just in the previous weeks. Already pressure on Quacknix here, as we have
Lornado
moving out. Lornado comes in. They're trying to make the way. Quacknix is really low at this point. They go for Robodoba again, and he's charging back just barely. Ring of Frost comes out. Hyperion as a follow-up, and Zealots is in trouble here. They're moving away, ends up being an exchange in cooldowns, but Fnatic has now an option to go straight for the healing beacon.
No Lightning Breath used in that fight. Robodoba comes back up. The healing beacon being grabbed, as you mentioned. Robodoba goes straight in for it. Tries to grab the support item, but unable to get it. Robodoba choked into a corner of the bunker, even being used to try and lock him down. Zarmy trying to retreat and buy a little bit of time. And Fnatic will dissuade the Zealots from staying in the area. Oh, but here comes the jet propulsion as Schwimpy keeps working those auto techs in.
And Schwimpy is getting them, and it's actually hurting Robodoba a lot. Healing Pulse comes down. Lornado in again. A huge fight, and it just doesn't stop. No kills yet, but they are trying to. Good jet propulsion from Last Hope. The turnaround attempt here. At this point, Fnatic looking really powerful in that. Nearly every single cooldown has been blown. Blessed Shield is still up, and so is Lightning Breath, but those are the only two. And Schwimpy just got an additional 11 points on the Behemoth armor. He's currently looking at nearly 125 extra health just through that fight.
Both teams have to be really happy with that fight. Jaina being able to drop down some damage too, getting her quest closer to being done. Currently sitting at 7,700 so far. And then looking over to Gul'dan, 34 out of his 40 stacks is able to get a couple of corruptions in that fight. The sustain between both these teams was on full display during that fight. That was a fun one to watch.
It also shows, though, that it's really difficult for Robodoba to make any kind of impactful plays here and move in. There are so many slows and so many single target damage outputs against him, especially through Reyna, but of course not only him, that it's really tough for him to just get into that spot where he can make that play, even with a follow-up attempt here. Also, the Ring of Frost this time not getting as much value as we've seen from Quacknix in the previous games. Level 13 is ready for both of them, and that also gives us a slight adjustment for Schwimpy. With level 13, we have now the debilitating rounds taken here for him, so the cooldown reduction that we see, and the extra slow when Inspire is active really would work well with his level 16 that he picked so far, as the fight over the Protector is once again heating up.
Zarmany getting low on health here, kiting away. No Art Defender for 6 seconds though, so he needs to stay alive. Robodoba doing his best to peel. Ooh, the Ring of Frost comes out, but completely whiffs. Mene will punish. He comes in with a corruption, finishes his quest, and also uses Horrified.
Yeah, Quacknix is barely able to move away from this. He nearly fell too. And the quest completion for Mena is, of course, fantastic. And in the meantime, they grab Protector number 2 as well. Things are looking good for Fnatic in this game. It was the first kill, by the way, that we saw. And the rotation is immediately towards the middle, since up at the top, there's just nothing standing anymore. That fort is already a goner. And Mena and Schwimpy together with the Gul'dan and Reyna combo just confirmed that structure being destroyed.
Fnatic is looking to jump up in experience. This fort in the middle.
Oh!
Damage. Jaina!
Solo kill at the bot lane here. Last Hope going into the one-on-one and taking Quacknix down.
Wow.
That was unexpected.
Showing that rookie power. Finds a kill on top of Jaina. Fire beats ice. And Fnatic with 2 forts down. Look to go over and take down another tribute or another turret and maybe get 3 forts. And that's going to jump them up into 16 territory.
Is it weird that I don't even think of Last Hope as a rookie anymore?
It is a little weird.
It is, right? But still, like, he fits in so well with the team that it's actually really impressing me. 16, as you said, for Fnatic any second now, and that's going to be another big power spike for them. They have the lead in experience, and they're breaking through the wall. This is way more what we expected from Fnatic as we're heading into this series, but they're still behind. Arrow comes through, it hits against Reyna, into the Ring of Frost attempt, not quite working out, but the Lightning Breath is enough to confirm the kill. Down he goes, Blaze wasn't there, couldn't provide the bunker. Johanna, the only one at this point in the Protector, and we're seeing another kill attempt at Tranquility being popped as Mexi is trying to move away, and actually Zarmany is low and falls. The counter kill as Fnatic is turning things around.
Gets picked off. Quack tried up on Blizzard. Jet Propulsion comes out. Last Hope will miss it, but he's able to continue and chasing down. Robodoba will have a full combo up pretty soon here to go in for a fight if you would love to jump on someone, but with Fnatic having 16 and 1 member down, Zealots decided they're going to go ahead and back away as they have already lost Urel themselves.
That was a really nice exchange there, and for Fnatic the kill against Urel was perfect because it looked for a long time as if Zealots could maybe chase them down, get another kill or two. Mene with 35,000 damage, Schwimpy on 33,000, so Gul'dan currently taking the top position ahead of Reyna. Another invade against the camp here, and Breeze is stealing that turret. So Fnatic is able to take 1 item away from the Zealots. They are already rotated with Reyna towards their own camp to take the second, and Breeze is now starting to defend the top. Fnatic in a fantastic spot here. And also synergy now for Reyna with level 16, heading again into the paint them red.
Gonna get better though for Zealots at 16. Diablo gets a power spike as well as Jaina, being able to get her northern exposure will help her blow up a target, and they've been focusing Reyna as much as they can. Almost had a perfect combination there where Robodoba went in for the setup into a Ring of Frost. A little bit too far out the Ring of Frost was, did not connect, but Harmony was able to answer back with the kill. But if that connects next time with the northern exposure, oh wait a minute, are we not getting that? Yeah, there it is, northern exposure. That's gonna be an instant delete.
It was a really interesting setup that they had, and it nearly worked out for them too. You're absolutely right, but the thought process was just perfect. The execution, not 100%. There was a lot of damage that ended on him, but yeah. The thing is though, oh my god, they stack everything on him, but he still pops the Ardent Defender here. And is he able to move away? Could actually just barely be able to get the nice Iron Skin being used here by Breeze to move through the Tornado. That was definitely a win for him, but still, last hope. Suffering a lot of damage here as the Lightning Breath gets thrown out as well. Again, we have the Ring of Frost out, but the Bunker has the counter. The item still being held by Fnatic. Shrimpy eats the Blizzard, moves away. Quick exchange and cooldowns. When all is said and done, Fnatic walking away with more heroic abilities still up. Yeah, words are hard to say. And also, still holding on to their items. They have a massive lead in item control.
That entire fight, Shrimpy was just able to continue auto-attacking. Right now, it's sitting at a total of 30 stacks on that level 4. Won't keep updating you as that goes forward, as we saw the Ring of Frost actually go straight on top of Blaze, and they were unable to blow him up, meaning Zealots had to back away. Robodoba having a hard time on his front line, even with his full 100 stacks being available. Blessed Shield comes out, and Breeze tries to lock down a target. Robodoba trying to buy some time, getting a few heals here from Shad. Tries to kite out, but Corruption connects, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah, they're going to try and get a kill here, but again, the Zealots are moving away really nicely. I like the way that they now move as a unit, more so than they ever have in Phase 2 of 2018. But Fnatic is still in a massive lead when it comes to experience, and they have, through the item control, a great position now for that Protector. But Zealots are still going to try and make a play here, because this is where they can still fight on 16 talents. If they lose now, Fnatic is likely to snowball that to level 20, and they just can't allow for that.
Waiting on Heroics, and they are about to pop up. 3 more for Ardent Defender. Blaze in the top lane, so Fnatic has to back away. As Fnatic would love to get that level 20. Robodoba goes in. Iron Skin will prevent that, but gosh, oh my, that's a Diablo, by the way. Get the potion!
No way!
Completely reset.
What?
Fnatic gets a kill.
What just happened?
Gold Dank, man.
He was trying to make the play for Johanna, but instead of him pushing Breeze, all of a sudden he oversteps and gets taken out. I feel you can't even blame him for that. He just thought he could get that play, but Breeze just sidesteps him and pops the Iron Skin, and then he just barely, because of the conveyor belt, misses the potion too. That was an insane kill. And by the way, Shield Glare was absolutely crucial to secure that kill.
That it was. Fnatic able to get killed. Diablo's back, but he is not as tanky as he was before. 0 souls currently on top of him. Zealots trying to control the point as long as they can. But with 20 about to hit, Fnatic will have the engage they want. And Zealots have to consider backing up or taking a fight at a major disadvantage. It might be better to fight here, because they're not going to get 20 before the Protector walks down that bottom lane.
Yeah, but there's the 20 now, and they're starting to move in. Iron Skin, not used yet, but we have the Blessed Shield coming out. Horrify the kill. Diablo down without the souls. Just doesn't have that hit point pool. And of course they want to go for the next kill. Shad already being attacked here. So is Zarmony. Shrimpy racking up a few more stacks as the rest of the team is attempting to lock someone down. We have the arrow flying through, not connecting. Quacknex is dead. The Ring of Frost not finding any victims. Smexy with the Tranquility, keeping the boys in play as we have Last Hope moving straight for the control point, and the rest of Fnatic walks over to the keep, trying to take it down before the Protector is even grabbed.
Trophy cells for Hyperion too. The moment a minion wave gets here, they can start to just take down this entire keep. They can even look for the core afterwards. Mene! Take a little bit more damage than expected. Oh! Luckily that heal comes in, and it's Mene would have fallen to that Sonic Arrow.
Yeah, but now we have, again, the Ardent Defender coming out as they're trying to make a play with Zarmony. Rel went deep in for this one, but the Protector's already on the way. Now the Condemn is good. And here comes the Blessed Shield again. Hyperion and the slow through the penetrating round against Zarmony, but not enough to confirm the kill against Urel. Hyperion still with the damage output against the keep itself though, and it falls just as the Protector arrives. Fnatic is gonna make a play for the game.
That they are. Chris is gonna have an arrow in about 6 seconds, and he may have to thread the needle here and go for either Raynor or Gul'dan. Zealots trying to get a fight here. The glove connects on Chris, but no major follow-up to put damage on him.
Switching around a little bit, putting Mene in the protector here. Last hope with a stun attempt. Ice block being used, but Quack is in trouble.
Quack is in trouble. He has a Ring of Frost in a second, but he can't get it off in time. Lightning Breath on the back line actually finds Raynor. So Chris continues to poke. The bunker had to be used by the Protector. It goes straight for the core.
Protector's on the way to the core. Now they're going for Chris. They're trying to take him down, and he is in a huge amount of trouble here. Game's not over just yet as the Protector moves in, drops the shield on the core, and this is looking good for Fnatic. Still 50% HP on the Protector. The core of the Zealots is falling fast.
That it is. Breeze and last hope in the front. The Protector continues to put the damage out down to 20, down to 10, and Fnatic are able to get 2 wins in a row and tie up the series. That means we're getting a game number 5.
Fnatic finally finding their rhythm a little bit in Game 3 and Game 4. Falling behind in the series very quickly as the Zealots claimed victory number 1 and 2, but now it's all down to the last map. Single best of 1, so to say, between the two teams to determine the victor. Now again, for Fnatic, it already hurts to drop 2 maps to the Zealots, but if they can claim the series, they can still have a few hopes of maybe going to the Western Clash. But even if that doesn't work out, even if the leftovers don't stumble on their way to a potential offline event, it would still be an important victory for Fnatic, considering their plans to go to BlizzCon at the end of the year. An intense series, not what I expected, really back and forth. Fnatic looking a lot better in Game 3 and 4, but Zealots fighting back heavily. And we have another break where the teams can really think, okay, what worked, what didn't, what do we have to change, where do we need to make adjustments? Is Urel a problem for us? What about Jaina?
Is Jimmy worth a ban? Questions like that. We'll see which alterations come in as we get ready for game number 5. We'll be right back after this commercial break.